Today we will crochet this beautiful cocoon cardigan. It is oversized and very comfortable. This is a step-by-step detailed beginner tutorial with all rows explained and the timestamps have been added below. The written pattern has been linked below as well. We are going to use the puff stitch for this and we can make it in any size that we want. If you want, the matching headband tutorial has been linked below. Hello and welcome to Let's All Crochet. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you are new, please consider subscribing for similar crochet tutorials. To crochet this cocoon shrug, we are going to need the following material. So we can use any medium weight yarn that we want. We're going to need about 700 to 1000 grams. I'm going to leave all the details in the description box below. So this is 100% acrylic yarn and you can use any color of your choice for this shrug. The material we will need is a 5mm or an 8 size crochet hook, scissors, measuring tape, tapestry needle. The stitch markers are optional. Now let's begin. So this is a schematic of our shrug. We are going to make a rectangle first. So we will begin by chaining the width. Then we are going to repeat the rows till we reach the required height. After we finish making this rectangle, we are going to fold it in half like this. After we fold our rectangle in half, we are going to add 2 stitch markers, one on this side and one on this side. This on top is going to be our armhole here and here. The bottom part we are going to sew closed. So we will go from bottom up till the stitch marker, from here till the stitch marker. So after we join, we are going to open our shrug and it is going to look something like this. Then we will add a border and our cocoon shrug is ready. So we can decide the size of the shrug that we want. So for the width, we are going to measure from below one elbow on this side till below the other elbow on this side. So we can measure 1 to 3 inches below the elbow or wherever we want our sleeves to fall on our arms. For the height, we are going to measure from the shoulders till below our ear or wherever we want our shrug to end. On the screen are some general sizes of the width and the height of the rectangle. So we are going to begin with a slip knot. You can make it however you want. Now we are going to chain the width of our cocoon shrug. We can chain any number that we want, but it must be an even number. So to chain, we are going to yarn over and pull it through. Yarn over and pull it through, yarn over and pull it through. So we are going to continue chaining till we have the width that we want and it must be an even number. I will meet you once we finish. We are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. The loop on the hook is not a stitch. Skip this first chain and into the second chain. We are going to insert a hook into the top loop like this. Then we are going to yarn over and pull through. Once we have 2 loops on our hook, we are going to yarn over again and pull through both these loops. This is our first single crochet. Now we are going to single crochet in this next chain as well. So we have worked in this chain. Go to the next chain or we insert your hook into the top loop in the same way, yarn over and pull through. We have 2 loops. We are going to yarn over again and pull through both these loops. So we have made another single crochet. Go to the next chain. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. So in row 1, we're just going to continue making single crochet in each and every chain till the end of this row. So I will meet you once we finish this row. We reach the end of row 1, single crochet in the very last chain here. Once we finish, we're going to count our stitches by counting all the V's that we see. So our number of stitches is going to be our initial chain that we made minus 1. Suppose we chain 128, the count in row 1 of our stitches is going to be 128 minus 1, which is 127. From now on, the stitch count is going to remain the same as row 1 in all the rows. Row 2, we are going to begin with a chain 1. So yarn over and then pull through. Now we are going to turn our work. So once we turn our work, we are going to begin working in this first single crochet. The loop on the hook does not count as a stitch. This is our chain 1 stitch and this here is our first single crochet. We can see 2 loops. So This is the front loop that is facing us, and this is the back loop that is facing away from us. We're going to work into the back loop only. So we're going to take our hook and insert it into the back loop of our first single crochet. We're going to yarn over and pull through. We have 2 loops, yarn over and pull through both. So this is our first single crochet. Find the next V, insert your hook like this into the back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. Now in the same way, we're going to continue making single crochet in the back loop of all the stitches till the end of this row. So I will meet you once we finish this row or at the last stitch of this row. Remember to work only in the back loops. So I've reached the end of row 2 and we can't see this last single crochet clearly. So if we turn our work, we can see the V. So be sure you don't miss this last V, which is the last single crochet. This is our chain 1 stitch. So make a single crochet in the back loop of the last single crochet and end row 2. We count the stitches by counting the V's. They must be the same as row 1. Row 3. Begin with a chain 1. Now we are going to turn our work. Once we turn, we are going to begin working in this first single crochet. The loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is our chain 1 stitch. In this single crochet, in the back loop, we are going to make a single crochet. So insert hook, yarn over and pull through. We have 2, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Go to the next stitch. We are again going to work only in the back loop. Make a single crochet. Single crochet in the next stitch. So in the same way, we're going to continue making single crochet in all the back loops till the end of this row, and I will meet you once we finish. Reach the end of row 3. Make sure you don't miss the last single crochet, this last one. This is our chain stitch. Into the last V, into the back loop, we're going to make a single crochet to end this row. Count your stitches by counting all the V's that you see. Make sure you haven't missed any stitches. Row 4, chain 1 and then turn the work. So row 4 is going to be just like row 3. The loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is a chain 1 stitch. Into the first single crochet, into the back loop, we're going to make a single crochet. Now we're going to continue making a single crochet in the back loop of all the stitches till the end of this row. So I will meet you once we finish. Make sure you don't miss the very last single crochet of the row. Turn your work. You can pull on this chain stitch to see the last V clearly. Insert your hook into the back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. I've finished row 4, count your stitches. Let's move on to row 5. Row 5, we're going to chain 1 and then turn our work. So row 5 is a puff stitch row. It is different from the other rows. So the loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is our chain 1 stitch. And in this first single crochet, we're going to work below both the loops of the V. So insert your hook below both the loops of the V. We're going to yarn over and pull through. We have 2 loops. We're going to yarn over and pull through both. So we've made our first single crochet in the first stitch. And in the same stitch, we're going to make a puff stitch. Yarn over. Insert your hook back into the same stitch. We're going to go below both the loops of the V. Yarn over and pull up a long loop. So this loop is longer than the other loops. We're going to yarn over again. Insert a hook into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a long loop. We're going to yarn over again. Insert a hook into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a long loop. So now we have 7 loops on our hook. We want to make sure that the loops are the same size. Yarn over and pull through the first 6 loops now. So this is our last loop. We are not going to pull through it. So now we have 2 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over again and pull through both these. So this is our puff stitch. So we have worked in this stitch. We are going to skip the very next stitch, and in the next single crochet, we are going to insert a hook below both the loops of the V. Make a single crochet first. So yarn over, pull through. We have 2 loops. We are going to yarn over and pull through both. And now we are going to work a puff stitch in the same stitch. So to make a puff stitch, we are going to yarn over, insert a hook into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a long loop. Do it 2 more times. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a long loop. 1 more time. Yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a long loop. Now we are going to have 7 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over, pull through 6, not this last one. So yarn over, pull through 6 loops. So you can tap the last loop with your finger if you want. Then we have 2 loops on our hook again. We are going to yarn over and pull through the last 2. We are just going to continue repeating this pattern till the last 2 stitches. We have worked in this stitch. We are going to skip the next stitch, single crochet and puff stitch in the next stitch. So let's do it together. First we will make a single crochet. And remember, we are working below both the loops of the V in this row. Now let's make a puff stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a long loop. Do it 2 more times. We're going to yarn over and pull through the first 6 only. Once we do that, we have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through the last 2. After this, we're going to skip this next stitch, and in this next stitch, make a single crochet and a puff stitch, and so on till the last 2 stitches, and I will meet you there. So I've reached the end of the row and I have only 2 stitches left. If we turn our work, we can see both the V's clearly, the first and the second. This is my chain stitch. So we're going to skip the second last single crochet, and in the very last single crochet, we're going to make only a single crochet. So insert your hook, make sure you go below both the loops of the V. You can turn the work to see clearly. Yarn over and pull through, we have 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And this is the end of row 5. Now this is the wrong side of our work, and the puff stitches are on the other side. So we're just going to push all the stitches to the right side so that they pop on the right side. So with your thumb, you can just push them forward like this. Now let us begin row 6. We're going to chain 1 and then turn our work. So hey guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'll be very grateful if you can press on the like button. This will help my video reach more people. Now let's continue with row 6. Row 6 is going to be another puff stitch row. The loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is our chain stitch. This is our first stitch. We're going to be working below both the loops of the V. So in the first stitch, we're going to make a single crochet first and then a puff stitch. So we already know how to make a puff stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a long loop, repeat 2 more times. So now we're going to have 7 loops. We're going to pull through the first 6. So yarn over, pull only through 6. Now we have 2 left. Yarn over and pull through the last 2. So we made a single crochet and a puff stitch in the first stitch. Like row 5, we're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet and puff stitch in the next stitch. So in this row, the stitches are going to be of a different size because the puff stitch will have a bigger loop and the single crochet will have a smaller loop. So make sure you work into the right stitch. So this is our very next stitch. We're going to skip it. Into the next stitch, we're going to insert a hook below both the loops of the V. Make a single crochet first. And now make a puff stitch in the same stitch. Once we have 7 loops, we're going to yarn over, pull through the first 6. We have 2, we're going to yarn over, pull through the last 2. So in the same way, we're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet and puff stitch in the next stitch. Single crochet, puff stitch. So we want to make sure all the loops are of the same size. Yarn over, pull through the first 6, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So just continue in the same way, and if you can't see the stitches, just turn the work. Skip the next in the next single crochet and puff stitch. We're going to work below both the loops of the V. So I will meet you once we reach the last 2 stitches of this row. Reach the end of row 6 and I have 2 stitches left. So this is my second last V and this is my very last V. In this last V, we're going to go below both the loops of the V and make a single crochet. And this is the end of row 6. We are going to count our stitches and make sure that the number remains the same. Now this is the right side of our work. We are going to notice that the puff stitches of row 6 cannot be seen clearly. With our fingers, we are just going to push them forward like this. So once we push them forward, we are going to be able to see the pattern better. 7. We are going to chain 1 and then turn our work. Row 7 is a back loop single crochet row. So with the loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is our chain 1 stitch. In the very first stitch, we are going to insert our hook into the back loop. Then we are going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. We are going to go to the next stitch. Only in the back loop, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. We are just going to continue working in all the stitches till the end of the row. Make back loop single crochet. Just turn your work if you cannot see the V's clearly. So I will meet you once we finish this row. Reach the end of row 7. This is my last V. Make sure you don't miss the last stitch. I'm going to work a single crochet into the back loop only. Count your stitches. Let's go to row 8. We're going to chain 1 and then turn the work for row 8. Now row 8, 9 and 10 are back loop single crochet rows, just like rows 2 to 4. We're going to begin with a single crochet in the back loop of the first stitch. After we do this, go to the next stitch, find the back loop, single crochet. So now carefully continue single crocheting only into the back loop of all the stitches till the end of this row, and I will meet you once we finish. At the end of the row, make sure you don't miss the last single crochet. Count your stitches and begin row 9. Chain 1 and then turn the work. This is also a back loop single crochet row. So begin back loop single crochet in the first stitch and continue till the end of this row. So I will meet you once we finish. So at the end of the row, we want to count all our stitches to make sure we haven't missed any. Row 10, chain 1 and then turn the work. We're going to begin back loop single crochet from the first single crochet. So this is also a back loop single crochet loop. I will meet you once we reach the end of this row. We will back loop single crochet in all the stitches. So after making 4 back loop single crochet rows, we are going to change in the next row. We are going to chain 4 and then turn our work. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this time we have made a chain 4. Let's turn the work. So this is our first stitch. We're not going to work into this. This is our second stitch. We're not going to work into this. And in this third stitch, we're going to go below both the loops of the V and make a double crochet. So let's do it together. For a double crochet, we're going to yarn over first, skip the first, skip the second, into the third, insert your hook, and we're going to go below both the loops of the V, yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on a hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. We have 2 loops. We're going to yarn over and pull through the last 2. After this double crochet, we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to skip this next stitch and double crochet in the next stitch. So we have worked in the stitch, skip and double crochet in the next. Yarn over first, insert your hook into the stitch. We're going to go below both the loops of the V, yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. We have 2. We're going to yarn over and pull through the last 2. So for this row, we're going to continue repeating this pattern. We're going to chain 1, skip this next stitch, into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, insert a hook below both the loops of the V and make a double crochet. So we chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next stitch. Continue repeating this till the end of the row. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. I will meet you once we finish. Reach the end of the row. I have 2 stitches left, my second last and my last stitch. I'm going to chain 1, skip the next, and in the very last stitch, after we yarn over, we're going to insert a hook below both the loops of the V and make a double crochet to end this row. count is going to remain the same in this row as well, and all these chain 1 spaces are going to be counted as a stitch. Let's begin row 12. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are beginning with the chain 4 again. Then we are going to turn our work. Once we turn our work, we are not going to work into this first stitch, this first double crochet, we will not work into it. Skip this chain 1 space and come to the second double crochet. We are going to double crochet in this stitch. So we are going to yarn over, and in the second double crochet, insert a hook below both the loops of the V on the top of the stitch. Then we are going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. After this double crochet, we are going to chain 1. Then we are going to jump to the next double crochet and make a double crochet. So yarn over, go to the next, insert your hook below both the loops of the V, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. This is going to be a repeat pattern for this row. We are going to chain 1, jump to the next double crochet and then double crochet in it. So we are going to chain 1, skip this chain 1 space, jump directly to the next double crochet in it. So I will meet you once we reach the end of this row. Remember to work below both the loops of the V. I have reached the end of this row. I have made a double crochet in the last double crochet. After that, we are going to chain 1. And now we are going to double crochet in the third chain of this first chain 4 that we made. So we can just turn the chains. This will be my first chain, this will be my second chain, and this is my third chain. So in the third chain, we are going to make a double crochet. Now in the third chain, 1, 2, insert your hook. Be careful that you insert it into the third chain correctly. Yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops, you are going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And this is the end of the row. 13, we are going to chain 1 and then turn our work. Now we are going to make back loop single crochet beginning in this first stitch. So insert your hook into the back loop, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. Now remember, the next is our chain 1 stitch, and we are going to work into the back loop of the V. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. Next is a double crochet. We are going to insert a hook into the back loop and work our single crochet. Next is the chain 1 space. Find the V on top into the back loop, make a single crochet. So continue making a single crochet in all the double crochets and the chain 1 stitches till the end of the row. We are going to work only in the back loop. I will meet you at the end of this row. Reach the end of the row. I have made a single crochet in the back loop of the last double crochet, and this is my chain 4. So this is my first chain, my second chain, my third chain and my fourth chain. In the fourth chain, we are going to make a single crochet, and then in the third chain also we will make a single crochet. So let's do it together. So take your hook, insert it into the fourth chain. It doesn't matter which loop, we're just going to make sure we enter the fourth chain and make a single crochet. And now find the third chain, insert your hook, again doesn't matter which loop, yarn over, pull through and make a single crochet. And this is the end of the row. We can count our single crochets, make sure the number remains the same. Now row 14, 15 and 16 are back loop single crochet just like row 2, 3 and 4. So row 14, chain 1 and turn the work. Once we turn, we're going to begin back loop single crochet in the first single crochet and continue in all the stitches till the end of the row. So I will meet you once we finish. So row 15, we are going to chain 1, turn and begin back loop single crochet in the first stitch and continue across till the last stitch. Row 16, chain 1, turn the work and beginning in the first single crochet in the back loop, we are going to single crochet across till the last. So I will meet you once we finish this row. So now we are going to begin the repeat pattern for this cocoon shrug. We are going to repeat from row 5 from the puff stitches till row 16, the last row that we just made. We're going to repeat row 5 to 16 till we reach the entire height here. Continue repeating till we reach whatever height we want for our shrug. So we can continue till we reach below our ear. We will repeat from row 5 to row 16. So from the puff stitches to the last line we just made. So I will meet you once we finish. So I've finished all my repeats now and my shrug reaches the height that I want. After this we are going to end with 6 more rows. So we are going to repeat row 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's begin row 5. We are going to chain 1 and turn our work. So in row 5 we begin with a single crochet in the first stitch. And now we are going to make a puff stitch in the same stitch. We're going to skip the next. In the next, make a single crochet and a puff stitch. So I will meet you at the end of this row. So I've ended with a single crochet. Begin row 6 with a chain 1. This is also a puff stitch row. We're going to turn our work. In the first stitch, begin with a single crochet and then a puff stitch. So yarn over, make your puff stitch. So in the same way, we're going to continue till the end of the row and I will meet you there. After we finish the row, we are going to push the puff stitches to the front of the work so they show clearly. So we have made row 5 and 6 and now we are going to repeat row 7 through 10. That means 4 rows of back post single crochet. So we are going to chain 1, turn, back post single crochet across 4 times and I will meet you once we finish. So after you finish the very last stitch, we are going to leave about 20 inches of the yarn and then cut it. Now pull out a loop by tugging on this crochet hook like this. Keep on tugging. You can pull it with your hand. We are going to use this leftover yarn to sew the sides closed. So as you can see, we have finished making our entire rectangle now and we are ready to fold for the shrug. Now this is the right side of our shrug. We are going to fold this in half. So this is the last row on the top here. We are going to bring it towards the first row at the bottom here. So fold it like this. And now the wrong side faces us. So after we fold, we are going to add 2 stitch markers, one on this side and one on this side. On top here, we are going to leave a gap for the armhole and same for this side. So on the screen, I am going to leave up some general sizes or you can decide how big you want your armhole to be. We will take our tapestry needle and close from the bottom till this first stitch marker, weave the yarn in and attach another piece of yarn. Close this side. At the end, at the stitch marker, we are going to weave the yarn in. Now when we open up our shrug, it is going to look like this. You can see it on the screen. And last, we are going to add a border for this. So I folded the rectangle in half and I have turned it sideways like this. So you can see the stitch marker that I have added here. On top is the armhole. So this is the armhole and we're going to start closing from the bottom. Sew till the stitch marker here. Make sure you're on the wrong side. So this is the wrong side of my shrug. So we're going to place both these sides exactly against one another. I'm going to use this leftover yarn and I'm going to use the whip stitch. You can use whatever stitch you want to close the side. We're going to take our tapestry needle, insert it into the very last row on this side into the last stitch and into the last stitch here on this side as well. Pull it through. Now we are going to come back to the side on top. Insert our needle on this side and then through the second side as well. Pull it through. These loops are going to lie on top like this. So come back to the first side, insert into the first side and then into the second side. Pull it through. So continue closing till we reach the stitch marker here and I will meet you once we finish. So I've reached the stitch marker. I'm going to remove the stitch marker and now we're going to weave this yarn in. So just take the needle and go 3 to 4 times in the opposite direction with it. So we want to weave the needle only through one side. We don't want to go through both the sides. So keep doing that till you're sure the yarn is firmly weaved in. Once we finish, we will cut the yarn off. So I've flipped my shrug over to the second side. I've taken a 20-inch piece of yarn In the same way, we are going to start at this side and continue sewing till the stitch marker. We are going to place the side exactly against one and other. Insert the needle into the first side into the last stitch and then into the second side into the last stitch. Tuck on the needle. So we are going to leave a small tail end here so that we can weave this in later. If you want, you can tie a knot like this. Tie a small knot. And now we are going to continue weaving this yarn. So come back to the first side, then into the second side. Tug on the needle, the stitch marker, and I will meet you there. So once we reach the stitch marker, we are going to weave in the yarn just like the other side. So for the border, we are going to attach the yarn at the bottom here, and then we are going to make it in round. So we'll go up and then come down. And in the same way, continue making as many rounds as we want. So after we finish the border for the center, we are going to make the border for the armholes. Now this part of our shrug is closed. This part is also closed. This is our armhole and this is our armhole. So we'll attach the yarn at the seam here, make a border here. Attach the yarn at the seam here and make a border here. So let's do it together. So this is the bottom of my shrug. This is the chain that we had started with, and I'm going to attach the yarn here. So this on the inside is the wrong side, and on the other side you can see the puff stitches. So this is the right side. Both these also are the right sides. Just the inside is the wrong side. So I'm going to attach the yarn in the bottom corner here. This is my bottom chain. So it doesn't matter which stitch as long as it is towards the bottom left. Now insert your hook into the bottom chain. We'll take the new yarn in a loop form and catch it on the hook. Now we are going to pull it through. And next we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is a double crochet and chain 1. Just wanted to show you, we have attached the yarn here and we are moving upwards now. So now we are going to skip the next chain. So this is the chain we have worked into. Skip the next chain, and in the next chain, which is this chain, we are going to make a double crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So the repeat pattern is going to be very easy. We are going to chain 1, skip the next chain, double crochet in the next chain. So we're going to chain 1, skip the next chain, and in the next chain we're going to make a double crochet. So you're going to see a gap in the bottom. So this is the gap that we're going to work into, so that we go below 2 loops instead of 1. So I will meet you at the seam. So now I have reached the seam. Once we reach the seam, we'll just continue in the same way. Chain 1, skip a little space, and in the next single crochet that we see, we're going to make a double crochet. We're going to chain 1, find the next single crochet, going to work below both the loops of the weave, make a double crochet. So chain 1, skip the next single crochet, in the next single crochet, make a double crochet, and continue in the same way all around till we reach the end of this round. So I've reached the end of round 4. I've made my last double crochet. After the last double crochet, whether you have 1 chain left or 2 chains, you're going to chain 1, skip the next 1 or 2 chains, whatever is left, and join by slip stitch to the 3rd chain. So this is the first chain that I made, this is the 2nd chain, this is my 3rd chain. Insert your hook in the 3rd chain, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. So this is the end of round 1. Let's begin round 2. We're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Once we do that, we're going to double crochet in this next double crochet. So yarn over, in the next double crochet, make a double crochet. Now the round becomes very easy. So now we're going to chain 1, jump to the next double crochet and double crochet in it, in the top of the stitch going below both the loops of the weave. We're going to chain 1, jump to the next double crochet in it. So in the same way, continue to the end of the round and I will meet you there. So now I have reached the end of the second round, made a double crochet in the last double crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and join by a slip stitch to the third chain again. So 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook into the third chain, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. This is the end of round 2. Let's begin round 3. Now round 3, 4, 5 and 6 are single crochet rounds. So we're going to chain 1 and go back to the same stitch. So go back into the same stitch and make a single crochet. Now we are going to single crochet in this chain 1 space. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. Now we are going to single crochet in the double crochet. We are going to go below both the loops of the V. So we are not working back loop single crochets. So insert your hook into the space, make a single crochet. Insert your hook into the top of the double crochet, make a single crochet. So we're going to make a single crochet in all the chain 1 spaces and in all the double crochet till the end of the round, and I will meet you once we finish. So I've reached the end of round 3, single crochet in the last double crochet. We're now going to single crochet in the last chain 1 space, and this is the end of the round. Now join by a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. So this is my chain 1 stitch. This is my first single crochet. Insert your hook below both the loops of the V, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. Now we are going to chain 1 and begin round 4. Begin round 4 with a single crochet in the same stitch as the slip stitch. So in the same stitch, insert your hook, make a single crochet. And now we're just going to keep making single crochet in all the single crochet. But we're going to work below both the loops of the V. So keep working single crochet and I will meet you once we finish this round. Work below both the loops of the V. I've reached the end of round 4, made a single crochet in the last single crochet. Now join by a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through and then pull through the loop on the hook. Now we are going to make 2 more rounds of single crochet. So make row 5 and row 6 single crochet in all the stitches, and I will meet you at the end of round 6. So I finished all my 4 single crochet rounds. So now I'm beginning round 7. Round 7 and 8 are exactly like round 1 and 2. We're going to chain 4. This is going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1 stitch. Skip this next stitch. So this is the stitch we have worked our chain 4 into. Skip the next into the next. We're going to make a double crochet. Now chain 1. Skip the next stitch into the next stitch. We're going to make a double crochet. Continue till the end of this round and I will meet you there. Reach the end of the round, made a double crochet, then I've chained 1. I'm going to skip this very last single crochet of the round and in the third chain. So this is my slip stitch, this is my first, second, third chain. Into the third chain, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Let's begin round 8, chain 4. Now in the next double crochet, we're going to make a double crochet. Round 8 is like round 2. We're going to chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet till the end of the round. Join by a slip stitch to the third chain and I will meet you there. Once we finish row 7 and 8, we're going to cut the yarn, pull out a loop and weave the yarn in. Now let's move on to the armholes. So this is my armhole and this is the seam that we have made. So we're going to attach the yarn at the seam here so it remains hidden. So make the border on the right side. Make sure that the right side, the puff stitches are facing up. Now insert your hook into this corner stitch like this. Catch the yarn in a loop form, pull it through. And now we are going to chain 4 first. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So on the sides here, we can see that we have no stitches that we can directly work into. So we just have to estimate a bit. So this is a double crochet and chain 1. We're going to leave a gap for the next stitch. And in what would be our next stitch, we're going to make a double crochet again. So basically our pattern is going to be chain 1, skip a small space for the next stitch and then double crochet in the next space. We're just going to try to be as even as possible. Chain 1, skip a small space. In the next space, we're going to make a double crochet. Continue in the same way till the end of the round and I will meet you there. We've reached the end of round 1. I've made a double crochet, then chain 1, and now I'm going to end by a slip stitch to the third chain. 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. Begin round 2 with a chain 4. Now we're going to jump to this next double crochet and double crochet in it. Chain 1, jump to the next double crochet in it. So the rest of the border is going to remain like the center of our shrug. We will repeat from round 2 to round 8. Once we finish, we're going to cut the yarn, pull out a loop and then weave it in. After we finish the border for the first armhole, we're going to make the border for the second armhole in exactly the same way. So attach the yarn at the seam, make round 1 to 8. Once you finish, cut the yarn, pull out a loop and then weave it in. Make sure in round 1 you have the same number of stitches so that for the rest of the rounds we're going to have the same number of stitches as the first armhole. Our cocoon shrug is now ready and here are some similar videos you may enjoy. If you have enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. Comment below with any suggestions or queries. Please subscribe to my channel and press on the bell icon and select the all option to be notified for every new video. Thank you for watching.